Hey guys, welcome back. What you're looking at here is some streets and areas that brought back so many memories as we drove through. You also see the hospital where I almost lost my life at the age of 20, 9 days before my birthday. That is my favorite restaurant, White Castle. And you know, Chicago got the hustlers. But I'm going to tell you more as the video go on. I just had to go in the hospital and look around because I didn't arrive conscious, but I left alive and well.
Hey, Growing with Finesse family. Welcome to this part of the vlog. Welcome the niece to our channel, Grandbabies.
Hey y'all, hey.
I welcome myself to your family, Growing with Finesse.
Yes,
We're family now.
yes, y'all.
So me and Lanice decided to make a collaboration since we've been friends for over 20 some years. And we both trying to grow our YouTube channel, and what better way to do it than do it with a friend. So we pulling each other up. But as I picked up Lanice from the airport yesterday, we drove past John Stroger County Hospital, right?
Yeah.
And as we were riding past, it brought back so many memories to her that I didn't realize how many memories that I held with John Stroger County Hospital as well. So we decided to do a podcast about the memories that we share. And hopefully you can understand who we are and some things that affected our lives. So I wrote down the questions and we're gonna piggyback off each other with it. Okay, my first question will be, Lanice, how do John Stroger affect your life?
Well, in a positive way because they saved my life. Outside of God saving my life, they saved my life.
You mind speaking up a little bit?
Literally.
Because our neighbors is playing music and we don't want to get copyright. So we're going to have Lanice repeat that. So how?
Okay, well, with gratitude, thankfulness because they saved my life. Y'all, long story, but you're about to hear it all. I'm coming to you first. I haven't talked about this incident since it happened in 2001.
Okay.
So, okay.
I want her to hold it a little bit, okay?
All right.
Okay,
all right.
Y'all just got a little bit nip it up. She said that the hospital was really good to her, okay? And on the other hand, the hospital
For you?
for me
Okay.
is not so good.
Okay.
So I appreciate every nurse, every doctor, every person who cleaned the beds. I appreciate everybody in the John Stroger County Hospital family. But it was a tragedy for me.
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry
so
to hear that.
thank you so much for your compassion.
Thank you.
We're on to our next question, you guys. Y'all still with me, G-Babies? You still with me, Growing with Finesse? Thank y'all for being with us. Thank y'all for subscribing to our channel.
Yes.
It don't go unnoticed. Thank you all for pressing like. Thank you for your comments. It keep us going.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for keep coming back. You didn't come watch one video. You came back and watched several videos. And for that, we're very grateful. And I want to take this time to thank Growing with Finesse for even coming to do this collab with me. If you don't mind me thanking her, thank you.
You're welcome, friend.
Thank
That's
you
what
so
friends
much.
do. Like,
Can we make a toast to being my good friend?
oh yeah. Of how many years you say it, honey?
Over 20 some.
Over 20 some years.
Cheers, Growing with Finesse.
Y'all, we sipping a little Chardonnay.
This for the grown and sexy. All right, so my next question would be, I'm sorry you guys, I can't hardly see. Do you mind sharing with us how did you go about going to John County Stroger and to make it how it changed your life in a grateful way?
Well, I was being 21, doing what 21-year-olds do,
Speak up, 'cause they
hanging
really
out
still
with your friends, and you know, just being there. And being the one friend that got the car,
Speak up.
y'all know.
I'm sorry, y'all. That music is getting louder.
Okay, being the one friend that has a car, of course, everybody gonna want to ride with you, etc. So we decided to go out and go to one of the spots they call the Circle on the west side.
Yes.
So that's like
I'm
a
familiar.
place where everybody hang out.
Yes, in
you
the
know, the
summertime.
who's and who's and
the who's
the
who.
Bentleys, the motorcycles.
If you want to go get you some money, you was at the Circle.
Period. So, I went out with them, y'all. I was the only one in a relationship at the time.
Yes.
And it was 4 of us, and we decided that we was gonna go. So we drove over to the Circle. Of course, when you hanging out at 21 years old, you drinking, you probably smoking weed. Weed wasn't my thing, but the drink was. So let's clear the air on that, y'all. And we just got out there, we pulled up, and we started kicking it. Now, typically, when you 21 years old, you meet everybody in the world. I mean, girl, you meet people that you don't even know, and they become friends, and y'all start kicking it, etc.
Yeah, and
That's what happened. It was a good vibe.
It does. Be a lot of fun. Y'all know about y'all 20s, or some of y'all probably still in y'all 20s.
Period. And so, that's what happened. And then, with being there maybe like an hour or two, they decided that they had met some guys, and they wanted to go over to the next spot.
Okay.
And me, I'm like, well, I ain't meeting nobody because I'm in a relationship. But at the same time, I still went.
Okay.
I still win
Being
because
a
they're my
team player.
friends. Exactly.
Like she came all the way from Virginia to Chicago because she's a team player.
So, true. And so we went and we got in the car and we drove to the next location.
Okay.
And my best friend's sister asked me to listen to the music.
Okay, listen to some music in your car?
In my car. Mhm.
Okay.
And maybe like 20 minutes passed. Somebody said, girl, she done crunk up your car. And y'all know she can't drive. I'm like, what? So I reached in my car to turn the car off. And she put the car in drive and took off. And that's how I ended up at John Stroger.
So
It's
what do you
more
mean
to
that
the
she
story.
took off?
She
What do you
took
mean?
off. So
What do you mean? Were you in the car with her or?
No. I reached into the car.
Okay.
And she put it in drive and took off. So when she hit
Where
the
were
gas,
you when she took off?
I was hanging on the outside of the car.
No.
Yes, I was literally hanging on the rim of the car. The car door, the window, the side, I was hanging. Yes, like blowing in the wind.
Do y'all hear this?
And yeah, that took maybe, I'm being told that I was being driven around for at least 15 minutes hanging. And my body shows the scars. That's how I got the scars on my face. Over 400 stitches in my face alone, not counting the scratches and bruises and everything that I suffered. 3rd-degree burns, all of that. And when it became too much to hang on from the bumps, because she wasn't on just a regular street.
Okay.
She was like in a construction site where you have a lot of debris and everything like that.
Yes.
And all of that debris was coming up off the ground, so it was like smoky.
Okay.
And she hit something and I fell off. And when I fell off, I hit the tree.
Oh,
So whatever,
no.
I don't know, they said she came up on a curb. And when she came up on that curb at high speed, that jerked me off. And when I jerked off, I hit the tree and I was unconscious. And so, of course, they couldn't find my body because it was so much debris in the air. And right, yeah.
From the construction site.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry you went through that.
It was horrible.
I'm sorry you went through that.
Thank you.
I'm sorry you grew up with y'all. Lanice Finesse went through that grown finesse. I'm sorry
Yeah.
you babies, my friend went through that. And at 21, you could have lost your life. And I'm grateful.
9 days before my birthday.
9 days before your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And so, is that how you got to John Stroger County Hospital?
Uh-huh.
Because that's what the ambulance.
The ambulance, they ran around to a lot of different houses, knocking on the doors to try to get people to call the ambulance.
Okay.
And yeah, that's how when I woke up there.
Okay.
And it took them like 10 minutes to revive me because I was out. So it's a blessing that I'm here.
It's a blessing she's here, and I see why she loved John Stroger County Hospital so much. So that's one of her memories, and she's telling us how her friend could have took her life, but thanks to the people and the staff at John Stroger County Hospital for saving your life. So that was the big memory that she shared, and that's why it means so much to her, and that's why she's so grateful for that hospital.
But let me just say one thing.
Sure.
Not only did they save my life, my surgery, I should have had cuts wide as whatever. You can barely tell that I have the cuts that I have in my face unless you get up on me. That's how good the surgeon was.
Well, thank
And
God for
I'm
them.
grateful for that.
Thank
I'm
God for
grateful.
them.
I'm grateful for that because some people have the smallest scar and it turned into keloids.
Yeah.
Or when you see the stitches,
But the
they got
keloid
the,
is not the doctor. It's
I
they-
know,
yeah.
but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And then you know how you have the stitches and then you have the lines. Like we
Yes.
seen the guy at the restaurant.
Yes.
It could have been tighter to make it neater or whatever. But they did a really good job. So
Shout
y'all.
out to the doctors at John
Yes.
Stroger County
yes.
for saving my girl.
So how did it affect you?
Well, I drink to your savior.
Yes, yes, Lord.
With the drinks to the nurses at the John Stroger for my baby.
Mm-hmm.
But how it affected me is in a different format. They really did do a good job. Okay, so one day my mom was cooking, and you know how you have back then in my era, people used to keep their skillet, their cooking grease in the skillet that they probably cooked some in an oven or whatever, and probably forgot and turned the oven on. So as she see the smoke coming out from the skillet, not that she was cooking with that skillet, she reached in to take it out, and the skillet was too hot, and it fell on her feet and her leg, causing her to have third-degree burns. But thank you again to John Stroger County Hospital, the ambulance, and everyone else. They came to get my mother. I wasn't at home at the time. I was running the streets. I was young too, and I was running the streets. And when I get back, my friends then was running to me like, your mom just got rushed to the hospital, which is the county, John Stroger County Hospital. And my mother been a superhero for so long that she overcame anything. Like, she beat cancer, she beat different things. I don't want to slander her character. She was my superhero. It wasn't nothing she couldn't beat. So even if I was going through a thing of depression, once I told it to my mother, it was up off of me. She swept that thing away from me. Y'all understand where I'm coming from? You understand what I'm coming from, because Mama Joy. So when she hurt herself, she was in intensive care burn unit. And she was in there for 3 months, that she had to get a trach put in her throat.
Wow, I'm sorry to hear that.
I am too, thank you. And she was in a coma state. Even if she wasn't in a coma, they sedated her because of so much pain she was in. Okay. So they didn't want, I think they said her body could have went into some type of shock for that pain level. So they had her sedated for a while. So she knew me and my daughter were there visiting. And then when she came to, she started talking to us. You know, after a month, she had been there like 3 months. They had did skin grafts, took skin off her leg, her bottom, just different areas of her body, and to heal her leg and heal her feet so it won't look, you know how to be pigmented, pink and white of that nature. And shout out to John Stroger for doing such a good job, you know. And shout out to my mother, my superhero, held on for 3 months like that. And she was up in age, then already fought so many illnesses because she was my superhero. She had to hold on for me.
Right.
So she held on. She held on for 3 months. And like I said, she got the trach removed. She was getting better, but she was hallucinating for being in the hospital so long. She was asking me weird questions about her brother, who had already been with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? She was saying things that didn't make sense to me. I always was like, what is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Not knowing she was making baby transitioning to the other side. You know what I'm saying? So maybe her brother, and how I look at it, was welcoming her. But so that's that part of my story with John Stroger, and it's a tragedy to me.
It is.
Because my mother never pulled through to come home out of John Stroger. And I never shared this on any social channel before. So I'm sharing it with my grandbabies and with Growing with Finesse. And it feels good to get it off my chest and sharing it with my friends. She know about it, but to sit up and talk about it, it feels good and it feels sad at the same time. So we taking the time to give y'all a little bit more insight on what the hospital means to the both of us.
Yes.
Okay, and I have another question. How long were you in John Stroger Hospital?
14 days, 2 weeks. I was in intensive care.
the burn unit because I suffered a lot of burns on my legs and my arms. I mean, it was so bad they took the mirrors out of the hospital rooms just so I won't walk in there and then go into shock. And my kids was afraid to come to the hospital to see me. Girl, Taiwan would not do it at all. He wasn't coming. But I understood that. And who want to see their mama looking like that? Like your head 3 times the size of what it should be.
Exactly.
Girl, and not knowing if it's going to ever go down.
Exactly.
That was another struggle.
Yeah.
So
Because
yeah,
you were his superhero.
Mm-hmm. So I spent 2 weeks in intensive care, and then they released me,
Okay.
and I went home, and my family cared for me and nurtured me back to health.
And I was one of them there to help her.
Yep.
And she was there for me, for my mom. She brought all the food to my mother. Repass, and you know, we've been through some stuff together, you guys. We'll share the rest of our things we've been together in a couple of more vlogs. Okay, so I have another question. Okay, my question was, when were you released? And you already said 14 days later. And back to me, my mom never got released. When she got released, it was to the, to
Her final
to
destination.
Yes. Okay. And how do you feel about your friend that never drove before, was excited to try to drive, but didn't realize what she would, the danger that a car can do, that she changed your whole life? How do you feel about her?
The crazy part is I forgave her right away because I knew it was a mistake.
Okay.
I knew it was a mistake. I forgave her right away. And a lot of people couldn't believe I did it because I was toe up. Like, you're going to be messed up for the rest of your life. And a lot of people live on revenge.
Yes.
That gets you nowhere, really. You know what I'm saying? And I understood the situation. You know, I loved her even after the car accident. And her family was my family. And that was that. You know, she could have went to jail. She had kids too. All of that. But that was never my goal. So I loved her until she passed. May she rest in peace.
God bless your soul. Okay.
What about you?
How do I feel about John Stroger, and how the situation affect my life? I dislike John Stroger. I dislike the nurses because my mother was told that the next day she's going home. Like I told you all, she had the trachea removed and everything, and she was being released. I went to Old Navy and bought her clothes, bought me and her, my daughter, the same outfits, because this was a big celebration to me. My mom been in the hospital 3 months, and she is my superhero. My superhero is on her way home. And then that night at 3 in the morning, I get a call saying she made a turn for the worse. And right now today, I have an empty spot in my heart because my superhero left, and I feel like she could have beat that. And then I feel like the nurses could have helped her. Right. So anyone who's missing a mom, you never really get complete closure because that person never gets to tell you, I'm going home. You see them transitioning, but by them being so strong for you all your life, they wipe all your boo-boos away that you never ever think they're leaving. I don't care if they get to the point where they weigh 1 pound. You feel like, if I give her this, what those drinks called?
Ensure.
If I give her this Ensure, if I give her this smoothie, if she take this antibiotic, she's gonna be all right. Mm-hmm. She's gonna be strong. She's my hero.
Right.
And right now today, it's an emptiness in my heart because I would love for my mother to see my success. I want my mother to see my grandkids. Mm-hmm. So for you all that still have your mothers, me and Lanice Finesse do not. So let's make a toast to the people who don't have their mothers. Cherish your mothers. Cherish your mothers, please. Yeah. Don't hold grudges. And then let's make a toast to how bossed up our mothers was.
Oh, baby.
And on that note, we're going to step it up out of here for them. If y'all don't mind, get up, get your cups. Get your cups up with us. Everybody with Run with Finesse family and everybody with the G babies, go grab your cup of champagne. Put them cups in the air. This vlog right here is we toasted to all the mothers.
Yes.
The mothers that's still here. Please, you guys, cherish your mothers.
Yes, because we don't have ours. And I miss mine to death. Baby, listen. To her last days, I was there taking care of her.
You know,
And it hurt the worst, y'all. It's the worst. It's the
you know
worst.
I'm so kept mine too. And I
worst.
love yours and you love mine.
Yes, Lord.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna toast to this will toast to everybody who lost their mothers. And we're gonna do a dance to them. So everybody get on up. Act like your Temptations playing. Isley Brothers. Name who else?
You know.
Frankie Beverly and Maze. Somebody,
Right.
baby. Come on. Hey,
Yeah.
step up out of here. Don't forget it. Step up out of here. Step up out of here. Step up out of here. Step up out of here.